Good morning. Welcome to another edition of FYI, public service presentation of Infinity Broadcasting and this radio station. I'm your host, Tom Maley, and joining us this morning is Ken Kiefer. Hi, Ken. How are you?
Hi there, Tom.
Ken, September is Childhood Awareness Month here in the state of California, and Governor Schwarzenegger made this proclamation how long ago?
Just 2 weeks ago, right before the beginning of September, made the proclamation of Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, yes. And
you and your family and friends spearheaded this effort because you had a son that passed away last year from childhood cancer.
Yes, we contacted and sent the resolution to the state of California to get that done. Actually, it was also coordinated with Cure Search National Childhood Cancer Foundation, which is trying to get that done at the state and local level across the U.S.
Well, we're recording the show on a Monday. It's airing on a Sunday morning. But this past Thursday and Friday, excuse me, we did our KNCI did our annual Make-A-Wish Radiothon, and one of the things that you run into when you do these radiothons over the years and get to know the Make-A-Wish folks are the number of children who face various forms of childhood cancer, and it's heartbreaking to see. You have places like St. Jude's that are doing all they can to find cures and stuff, but at the same time, there's such a long way to go. And can you give us just a brief synopsis of William's story?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity. One, I would like to recognize. I know a lot of people listening, like myself, has had so much of their thoughts and prayers over the past couple of weeks to those affected by Katrina on the Gulf Coast, and I think that's a reminder to us all, another one, especially with the anniversary of 9/11, just how fragile life is, and how important it is to take every day to love those around us, our families, our communities, strangers across the country. And for myself, my memory of my son William provides me with a reminder every day to make every day count. William passed away from cancer on August 1st, 2004, at 17 months of age. And that's why this is. I really appreciate this opportunity. Childhood cancer is leading cause of disease in children in this country. Over 2,500 children die of cancer every year.
And prior to the day of that you reached there, that you heard the diagnosis, which was, I believe, March 7th.
Yeah.
Was there any indication that your son was anything other than a healthy, bubbly boy? Tragically, our story is really similar to a lot of people we've encountered. We spent about a month going to and from the doctor, continuing hearing that it was just a virus, and if he was really sick, you'd really be able to tell he wouldn't be able to be happy as he was. But yet, it was 2 days after his first birthday that we finally took him in, and they were able to see a mass on his kidney. And unfortunately, the diagnosis for us was rhabdoid tumor of the kidney. There has been tremendous gains in childhood cancer. Over 78% of childhood cancers are curable. Yet, rhabdoid tumor of the kidney is one of the cancers where there is the cure is not known. And there are 20% of children that are like William. And his cancer, the treatment that we went through was really aggressive. Rhabdoid tumor of the kidney is one of the very lethal and aggressive cancers, one of the most lethal and aggressive that you could get. And we spent 5 months with chemotherapy and radiation therapy, giving him as much as his little body would take, and he did tremendous. But yet the reality of not having a cure was something our family had to face. What do you hope to see by things like Governor Schwarzenegger proclaiming, September Childhood Cancer Awareness Month? I mean, where would you like to see, I don't know, the state of treatment or just the overall situation be 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Wow, I'd first and foremost for me, with what my family went through, I'd love to see us within my lifetime reach the day where every child with cancer can be guaranteed a cure. And for me, the focus of that is to promote awareness for research. But things like what the governor's done, we've also been able to work with the city of Sacramento, and they just last week gave a proclamation declaring September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month as well. And in addition to supporting research, I just also like to let people know that there are other ways they could help locally. I mean, you mentioned Make-A-Wish. There's organizations like that locally who help families, the Ronald McDonald House, and they can also just contact the local hospital for other ways. I'm part of a group here locally who have focused on doing something for raising money for research and raising awareness. We've got a long-term project that's going to go well beyond September. This group is called Team Will, named after my son William. They were formed by some local members of our family church, River Life Covenant, here in town, who helped support our family during William's treatment, and they saw the effects on our family and in our community. Fortunately, along with being part of that group, we've been able to take the tragedy of William's death and really try and do something positive and raise awareness and money for childhood cancer. So Team Will is a really great testament to human spirit, faith, and hope.
Did either you or Will's mom have any history of cancer or anything like that in your families?
No, we didn't. We didn't, and with rhabdoid tumor of the kidney, that's not known to be anything genetic as well. So it's one of those things where it just kind of hits and no.
And obviously, we talk about a bolt out of the blue, and you had to go from zero to knowing as much as you could, as fast as you could, and advocate for your child as quickly as you could.
Yeah, that's advocate is a really good word to use. We did, and we found out with rhabdoid tumor of the kidney, as soon as we found out that that's what it was, that not only did we need to find out what to do, but we needed to move fast. It's a very aggressive, fast-growing cancer. He had very successful surgery before he started treatment. He was tumor-free. But what we found out really quickly was an organization out there which really was an answer to prayer for us, because we were trying to find out what to do in a very short period of time. We knew our son had cancer. We knew it was very aggressive, very lethal, and we came across the Cure Search National Childhood Cancer Foundation, and they unite the National Childhood Cancer Foundation, which raises money, and the Children's Oncology Group, which is a cooperative network of over 5,000 physicians, nurses, and scientists that are involved in childhood cancer research. Not only just research, but just setting the protocols that are used. And we quickly were able to use that network, which includes local doctors here and across the country, to find out what is the recommended treatment for what William had. There is no standard treatment for him. And it was incredible to, within a day, basically learn that no matter who we talked to, we would get the same recommended treatment, and that treatment really could be provided anywhere, just thanks to that kind of network that's been developed for childhood cancer. And it was something where we had to devote ourselves to just being advocates for that, and continually understanding the treatment and the effects it was going to have on him, and trying to care for him day to day. And we were really lucky to have doctors that were really encouraging in terms of the care we provided, and encouraging us to be able to care for him as much as possible. And in terms of not being in the hospital as much, it's one of the tough things is splitting a family up. William has a twin sister, Grace, and it was very tough to have us family split up like that. And so, wherever possible, they allowed us to have William at home, knowing that we were great advocates for his care and wouldn't do anything to endanger him. And obviously, when we're getting treatments, medication, we had to be in the hospital, but as much as possible, be at home. And those were that's a great time that we had with him, just to pour ourselves into him and care for him. What
would you tell parents of young children listening this morning, having gone through what you've gone through?
One thing I would say to parents after going through what we've gone through is that you are by far the best advocate for your child's health. You are by far the person who is going to see the differences in your child in terms of when they're not feeling good. Mm-hmm. And if there's something wrong, you will notice that much more quicker than any doctor will.
Yeah, the degree to which a child is not feeling well.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something we've noticed, that there's just, when as a parent, you can recognize when something is wrong with your child, and something that goes beyond maybe just being a virus. Actually, we have actually had another daughter, Hannah, and just a couple months ago, she had a fever, 2 months old. You're 2 months old, and you know, my wife right away recognized that this was just something really different, and you know, she was right, and she really kind of pushed the doctors to run tests, and you know, it turned out to be a urinary tract infection, a pretty serious one that she was in the hospital for 5 days. But I think our awareness of that got us to them get the diagnosis of that really quickly.
On your Team Will website, which, by the way, is team-will.org,
yes.
if people want to go there and find out more about the organization that you put together, you have some, as you put it, very important facts that William taught you about life that are incredibly touching. There's a beautiful photograph of your son. A couple of them are, cheesy grin can help overcome pain. You don't have to talk to be a great friend. Anything with wheels is cool, especially if it makes noise, and I think all of us guys can definitely identify with that.
Yeah.
Most importantly, every day counts. There are several other things on there as well, but one of the things you point out is the name you chose for your son.
Yeah.
In retrospect, do you think that it was almost kind of fate that led you to name him Will?
Yeah, it is. It's amazing how, looking back, the significance of that name, and the strength of that name, and it really fit him as we saw him battle cancer. Just in terms of the strength, he showed tremendous just courage, and even as a 1-year-old to 17-month-old, to see the joy that, you know, he could bring and bring out through all he went through, and just as a very strong name, and as a reminder to us all that the strength.
Mm-hmm. He was a strong kid, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You have a ride to reach the day, which is coming up. It's a ways off, but talk about that.
Yeah, what Team Will is kind of formed around. Team Will, the group that started here in Sacramento. You know, overall, this group, they're a group of enthusiastic cyclists that really want to devote their cycling to raising money for childhood charities. And this Ride to Reach Today is our cornerstone event that's going to get us started. We're doing it in memory and honor of William, to raise money for childhood cancer research. The money will go to raise funds raised. Will go to Kirchner's National Childhood Cancer Foundation.
And this isn't a ride, nice little Sunday afternoon
jaunt down
part of the American River Bike Trail, which is a beautiful ride.
Yeah,
this is from San Francisco to where?
To Norfolk, Virginia. We're going cross country.
Wow.
Cross country bicycle trip, and we got some phenomenal athletes. We're going to do it in 10 days. Well, you know, we're going to do it. I know that probably freaks a lot of people out, thinking we just must be better than Lance Armstrong. But we're going to do this relay style. We're going to be going 24 hours, 7. So we'll have somebody on the road 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So actually our average pace will be about 15 miles an hour. We've got already close to 30 members now. We want to get up to 46. 46 being, every school day, 46 children are diagnosed with cancer. We want to get up to 46 cross-country relay cyclists. But we're going to go next June 16th to 25th. We're going to ride across country and try and do what we can to raise awareness and funds for childhood cancer research.
Well, if you have 46 riders, what does that break down to per rider then?
Well, per rider, there's a couple numbers bounce around, but what we'll do is it won't. With that many riders, we'll have to ride in teams too, so it won't be alone. So we'll break that out, and it'll probably average somewhere around 50 miles a day. You know, probably about 3 hours a day of somebody riding. But it's
my butt's getting chapped just thinking about that.
Yeah, one day ride isn't too bad at that, but doing that for 10 days, that's really going to start creating a saddle a little for there. Yeah.
So if someone listening this morning is a rider, or they know someone who is, would you want to hear from them?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Get on our website and contact us, team-will.org again. Yeah, we're looking, if people want to go ride cross country, we're also looking to make happen short-term riders, people who can't ride the full distance but would want to register with us and ride with us for a short term. small little ways. We're interested in trying to make that happen, because part of what developing Ride to Reach today, it's more just a ride. We're trying to make it more of an event where we can allow other people to be involved and to ride for their inspiration. We've formed inspiration from William, but I know there's a lot of other families out there, other communities that are effective. And as we're going across the U.S., we wanted to allow some way to allow people to ride with us. Now we're also at this point a real startup grassroots organization, so we're still working on trying to make that happen. But the more people that we get interested in that, the more that'll happen. So people can ride a long distance, and if they're interested in just maybe a short-term ride, that's we're open to that as well. Trying to make that happen.
The website is www.team-will.org.
Right.
And you can go there for more information. There's sponsorship information on there if you'd like to consider doing that, and a place to donate, and then more about your beautiful son, Will. And we can't thank you enough for talking with us this morning, sharing his story and your story, Ken.
Thank you.
If people, do you have a phone number too? If
somebody wants to contact me and get more information, I'd be happy to talk to them. My phone number is area code 916-541-6289. All
right. Thank you very much for talking with us today. And maybe in 10 years, this will be an entirely different conversation, one about, something that we've overcome.
All right.